Good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone is good. So, I'm working on a very, very basic track idea today. This is what's called a kind of discovery session. So, what I'm trying to do is work out what the direction of an idea could be. So, just to give you a bit of background, this track idea is called telomeres. I came up with it maybe 7 months ago or something. And it came out of something called a five players. It's called a five players splurge, another Mike Monday game. And the idea is that you make a track in like 10 minutes and you have five different players. So one will be a bass low end kind of player, one will be a low mid, one will be a mid, one will be a high. And you're not allowed to add any more elements other than that. And you can't say add two elements in the same range. It has to all be one element in each discrete range. Now, for this track, I didn't add in five players. I've added in two because the drums don't are not included. It's kind of five melodic players. So I've got a drum beat, a bass part, and keys. Okay. Now I've called the idea telomeres. Now I read a book called I read a book called The Telomere Effect, which is telomeres are like the if you think of a shoelace and you get a little bit of plastic on the end of a shoelace to stop the shoelace getting frayed, well, telomeres are the equivalent to that, but on your DNA strands. So they're kind of a biomarker for your health. So you have a kind of a chronological age and then a biological age, which is affected by genetics, diet, stress, all the usual usual factors, smoking, drinking, that kind of thing. So the longer the telomeres you have and the more healthy the telomeres are, the more protected your DNA is, and the younger you are at a biological age, and the shorter the telomeres, the opposite. And it was a fascinating book, and it was very interesting because it was kind of the link between stress and the way you approach things. The more stress you bring on yourself, that actually directly affects the quality of these strands that then affect the health of your DNA, which affects your cellular health and is linked to everything: Alzheimer's, cancer, the whole works. So it's a fascinating book. And I was just really into reading it. So I called this track idea Telomeres, and I wanted to kind of sum up in musical form. I don't know, feeling kind of young and healthy, and also that endorphin kind of rush you get and the satisfaction you get from exercise and doing things that are good for you, eating healthily, yoga, all those kind of things. Um, so that's what I had in my mind when I composed that. Let me just play it. This is like super, super basic. It's so basic. I did it in maybe 5 minutes. So here you go. Okay, so that's all I came up with. So I've got about 40 minutes. So I'm going to try and have a play with some ideas for this track. There's something I quite like about the melodies and how they intertwine. I like this weird extra bar that kind of comes in. I'm wondering if it's a little bit slow. That does kind of sound quite good at that tempo. But 115 is feels a little bit slow. Let me see if I've actually given myself some ideas. Okay, cool. So another thing I've got in my head at the moment is two things that I've got in my head at the moment. The first thing is really trying to work on the melody and harmony of ideas before they go into being like produced. So I kind of want to have musical sections mapped out in a way before I go into doing a production, because sometimes I think as being predominantly like a producer who can play a little bit rather than being a really good musician who is getting more into production. Sometimes I think I can get into producing things before I've really laid out the musical ideas, and I think it's an easier way around to make sure the music ideas are really solid before you actually start getting into the production. So that was kind of my idea as well. So what I might just do is let me just see how it goes from here. Yeah, so I quite like the weird structure of the bars because it doesn't really loop in a way that you'd expect. You see, it's looping at bar 15, which I quite enjoy the idea that it's not quite right. So the second thing that I've been getting quite into is kind of like generative music creation. So combining, writing music with actually using some of these MIDI effects and Logic to create kind of randomly triggering melodies and bass lines and hats and stuff like that. So I'm going to try experimenting with that as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just try and create maybe a B section for this. What I might do to start with is just, I want to try creating a 4/4 section. So we have like more of a standard kind of kick drum pattern that I could maybe alternate between this more breaksy kind of section and a more of a 4/4 section. Okay. Okay, cool. So that kind of works. So next up, I wanted to try the chords descending rather than ascending. I wonder what it's like if I just do this. So again, I'm just trying to create kind of variations. Variations in the track, which will keep it melodically kind of interesting, I guess. Yeah, that kind of sounds quite nice. Let's try something like this. So I'm just literally just creating a different inversion by just pitching notes down and choosing different notes to be in the bass by doing that. Because by creating different notes on the top, you get different melodies kind of coming through the harmony. So just take out some notes. Okay, let's try something like this. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so let's see how that sounds. Ba, ba. Let me see what I was hearing now. Okay, let's try it in the track. Let me just try something here. Okay, so yeah, I might just try and just put in some melodic motifs on the top as well. Yeah, let's just try that. I actually don't know what key it's in. Yeah, so I think it's in A minor. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and have a little jam and see what comes out. So I'm just at that stage really where I'm just trying to find ideas really. Nothing massively jumping out there. Let's just come across to here. I think it doesn't help the fact that the sound's the same as the other sounds, so it's not really standing out at all. So I used a patch from here recently, which I thought was kind of interesting. So let's have a go with this. Yeah, I quite like that as a hook. Dun, 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 dun. That sounded wrong there, but did I play wrong there? I'm going to quantize it. So I'm not sure if that's the right sound, but I'm just going to put it anyway. Okay, so let's just create the same track again, but I think I'm coming in the wrong place here. As I said, I like this weird, like, incorrect bar structure. So this could be cool because I want to try and write an album. That's what I'm kind of working towards at the moment. So I thought it'd be cool to, yeah, maybe it could be more of an album-y kind of track. So I'm missing that hook in there. What did I do there? Okay, this sounds kind of annoying me actually, so let's just go to something quite simple. Let's try bass pitched up. So let's just take the quantization off because I've obviously messed up this the little bit I've done on there. Let me just fix this bit. Okay, cool. So let's let me just grab. I'm doing a video at the moment on. Did this work? No, it hasn't worked. Okay, never mind. On doing as I said, this kind of generative kind of vibe stuff. So let's just build something like that. So why is that? Okay, just making a new track. So I'm going to go for kind of 909. Yeah, like a general. You'll see what I mean. This is quite interesting, I think. So let's delete this channel. It hasn't saved what it was supposed to save, which is annoying, but no worries. So if I come up to here, I'm going to use a scripter with a drum probability sequencer here, which is going to randomly trigger drum sounds, specifically 909 hi-hat sounds, whenever it feels the urge to do so based on a probability of what I'm setting here, basically. So let's set this to C3. Let's turn off the other notes, but let's keep voice 2 on. And in fact, let's just randomly bring up the occasional lower pitch sound. So we'll do this to, let's do A2. A2. Okay, let's get a modulator, and I'm going to randomly apply this to the decay time of the amplitude envelope. 16th notes, and it's going to randomly do that. It gives me a kind of a cool rhythm. So it's probably a little bit busy with both these parts playing. Okay, so let's see if there's anything in here which jumps out. Oh, that's quite nice. Okay, I quite like some of the little hooks in there. Obviously, it needs to be quantized and stuff like that, but I'm trying to throw things at this track at the moment. I'm not trying to perfect it. I'm just trying to get ideas down quickly. So I'm not going to bother going through and editing it because that's going to break up the flow. Instead, I'm going to just throw more stuff out. So I don't really feel like I put a bass line in yet. It's a bit lively. It's getting a little bit hectic, so I need to work out how I'm going to make these parts work together. Let me just try and get that so it's not legato, because I'm finding it a bit hard to. I want to re-trigger. Let's try that. Okay, I'm going to put that in. Don't know how I got the score editor up. Okay, so I'm just going to move everything across and just have a play with just bass and drum, and see what comes out. Not sure if it quite grabs me. Let me just move this across. Okay, so I'm just going to come across to that hi-hat part and put in a scripter and put in a probability gate. So where's that hat coming from? So I'm just going to mess with the hi-hat. Make it a bit shorter. Okay, so let's bring in some of these other elements again. So maybe maybe there's not space really for what I was trying to do there. Okay, so I'm sure I saved this before, but never mind. I've got some 808 sound somewhere. Overdriven 808 kicks. So I'm going to drag these in, and can I? Will that make? It should let me. No, it's not going to let me do that. So if let me try this. So if I drag this in, yeah, okay. So optimized map keys based on analyzed pitch, 1 zone per note. So now I'm just wondering if an 808 kind of bass patch is going to work better. Alternatively, I could try some like a generative bass and see what happens. Great, thanks for that. Nothing playing. Weird. Oh well, that didn't work. Supposed to make a sampler instrument for me. Let's try that. Sampler. Let's drag it on. Should analyze zone per note, zone per file. Let's try zone per file. That sounds a bit better. So let's try putting an 808 just on the kick. So let's, I don't like that sound. I'm going to try something simple. So yeah, it's almost a bit too big sounding, that mood kind of sound. Okay, let's just try arpeggiating something. So I'm just literally just like chucking stuff at it to see what, see if anything can stick. There's some cool, I mean, obviously it's getting very messy, but there's some kind of cool elements in there, I think. Okay, that kind of maybe it's got a little bit of a cool vibe to it. Let's try, hopefully this one works. Let's put this in. I wonder what it's like if I actually copy down the chords, take off the scripter, put on the arpeggiator. Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's cool. So I think we're going between these two different parts. What's that one playing? It's messy, but okay. Should save that as a new version. So yeah, I think this is going to be an experiment in trying to make something light and fluffy that feels like that endorphin kind of rush, but also generative kind of vibe. That's my vision, I think, for this track. Telomeres, discover one. So it was a bit of a dodgy session, but we got something which I think was cool in the end. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back streaming again Tuesday. So I'll see you then, hopefully.